Kia ora whānau, welcome back to another podcast, People Paddlers podcast. We're with Julz Petterson, caught up with him. And he's from Auckland, paddles with Wakamanu and was being part of their successful team over the last few years. And also he talks about his K2 journey and how he started K2 last year and training real hard and got big goals and focuses on that. So it was a good yarn and good to catch up with him. So let's check it out. Let's go.
So kind of tell everyone where you're kind of brought up, what you got up to in your early years, and kind of the start of your paddling journey.
Oh yeah. So I grew up out South Auckland, bro. Grew up out South Auckland. Spent a few years and also in Wanganui as well. Yeah, bro. A lot of my family all grew up out there and lived out there when I was younger. So I was always going back and forth a bit. I lived there for a bit when I was young, bro. Like before primary for a bit. And then I came back to Auckland with the family and yeah, grew up out South Auckland, bro. Rewa, Manurewa, Mangere as well. Went primary school out in Weymouth, so that's out in Manurewa ways. So done all my primary school out there. Went to intermediate. Went to Rewa Intermediate, Manurewa Intermediate for a year, and then my parents sent me to St. Paul's College, bro, which is a school Catholic school, out in Ponsonby, Greyland, so Central Auckland. They sent me out there, and it's also a school which is intermediate and high school as well. So I started there in my second year of intermediate, bro. So Form 2, Year 8, I think it is.
Yeah. So
that would have been started there in 2007, and done all my schooling there until I finished school in 2012, bro.
And so when did you start paddling, bro? When did you start getting into that, or how did that kind of come about?
Yep. So I started paddling when I was about 13 years old. So I was at St. Paul's. I think I was like year 9 or third form, whatever you want to call it, when I started. And I kind of started. Well, the old man pretty much got me into it. He had been my old man's been paddling for a while. I think early 2000s. So yeah, he got me into it. It would have been about 2008 when I first started, because my first nationals was 2009, but as an under 16 paddler, and I haven't missed a national since. So yeah, my first nationals was 2009. I got into it from the old man, but from the earlier days or when I first started, bro, I actually I didn't even like it too much, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because for me growing up, I wasn't too good at. I wasn't really like a talented kid when it came to sports, rugby, or whatever it was like. And then paddling was the same, like, because I was always like that skinny, small kid in school. Not too strong, not too fit. Bro, to be honest, I was a bit Gumby as well, bro. So, trying different sports, not being too good at them. And then the old man really was trying to push me or get me into Wakama. So, to be honest, with the start of it, I didn't really enjoy it because I wasn't that good, I was amongst boys who are a lot stronger than me, fitter than me, experienced and progress a lot quicker than me.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I do believe that, all those lessons and all that experience growing up, not being too skilled or too naturally gifted and talented at certain things kind of really helped me focus on developing my work ethic at whatever I wanted to do, because, yeah, like I said, I wasn't that good. So it kind of taught me that I needed to work a little bit extra harder to stay up or keep up with whoever is in my group or whatever sport it was growing up. And it was the same with Carmen as well. So it took a couple of years for me to kind of develop and work on my craft to start progressing a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro.
And then, so were you with Manukau the whole time?
No. So I started off at a club called Tamaki, which is out. We all all the clubs I've been at has all been out south, out at the ramp where we all paddle. So I was at Tamaki when I first started off for a few years when I was under 16s. From there, I went to the Cook Islands, Cook Island Outrigger. So I went there. That's when I met Josh Leilua.
Yeah.
So we started paddling together from there. That would have been about 2010. We're still under 16s. And then, but so while we were paddling there, so we're still amongst like paddling at the ramp. So all the clubs at the ramp, you got the Manukau Outriggers, who we paddle for now. We have the Cook Islands, Te Pairangi, Tamaki is just down the estuary a little bit more, but you know, we're all together. So at that time, we were still seeing like the likes of Mark, Brad, all the Wakamanu boys when you know, back then they were opens and we were only still under 16. So we saw them all the time. So it got to a point where we were just coming into under 19s, or I think it was my second year of under 19s, where Josh Leilua came up to me and said, "Bro, I'm thinking of paddling for Monaco under Mark. Will you be keen to come across and you know, we'll start up our own team?" So, and then from there I was like, "Yeah, bro, keen," because my old man at the time was also paddling for Monaco in the Masters team with Lee and the older boys like that. But yeah, bro, I said, "Yeah, man, I'm keen." So we asked Mark and we asked if we could come across, and it was all good. So that's kind of how we started. That was the start of the Wakamanu under 19s team. So that's how we got into it under Mark's guidance, as well as Brad. But Mark was our coach. Yeah, bro, and we ended up, we got our group of boys together from different sort of, all from out south, bro, but from different places. We also had one of the bros who was from out west, Zane. But we all got our group together. We trained hard. We also got Kimmy, bro. So Kimmy was a paddler just starting. This was about 2011. So he was just starting up, but through his school team, bro, De La Salle.
Oh, yeah.
So he was, bro. So he must have got amongst it through the program at school.
Yeah.
So then he started coming down with his team, and then I think most of them like kind of left, but he was keen to carry on. So Marie Anderson, Brad's mum, our manager at the time, he was also in charge of the Wakama at De La Salle. So she said, "Oh, I've got a big boy who could be keen to keen to join in." And then, bro, Kimmy, that's how Kimmy got involved, bro. So Kimmy jumped in our team. He's only had 1 year maybe of paddling experience, or 2 years at the time. But yeah, bro, so we trained hard through winter. Because we just started the team off, we wanted to make sure we were training hard, really taking in all the learnings from the older boys like Mark, Brad and all that, the opens boys. So we were training, and the good thing was that Mark made us train with them. So because you probably know already that how the Wakamanu boys and Monaco workers, we train under a big squad system.
Yeah, that's cool.
All the men's teams train together from different age groups. So yeah, we just slotted in, bro, and we did all the training that they did, all the opens and the senior masters and the masters and the 19s. Our team, we all trained together like every day, through winter, battled through winter, came into summer, got to nationals, and bro, we ended up winning the 500 for the 19s. And that was my first ever gold medal, bro. That was my first ever gold medal. So that was awesome, bro, to think that we, a year ago, we came over to Monaco, started our team up, and then trained hard, and then, it all paid off, and we ended up winning the gold for the 500, which was our goal when we started. That's what we set ourselves that we wanted to do. So it was awesome, bro, and it was really awesome, and it was a really awesome opportunity for us to learn off the likes of Mark and Brad and the older boys that were there at the time as well. So it was cool.
Yeah, and then obviously over the years, you guys kind of fit into the open team and been pretty.
Yeah, bro. So So from then, like you would already know this, but I know with like Mark and Brad and our club, bro, our club Monaco, our biggest thing is to use the development and really use the boys, the younger boys coming through, and that's how we we just kind of go up through the ranks of the club. So so I think when we finished 19s, and it was our first year in Opens, me and Kimmy went up first because we're the same age, but Josh Lulu was 1 year younger than us. Yeah, so Kimmy was the first one to make his debut in the team with Mark and that. So he fitted in there. That was 2014. So Kimmy was the first one. And the boys, so you'll know a bit about the history, but the boys won their first, Mark and that won their first gold. The consecutive, it started in 2013. So they won the gold, and then the year after, Kimmy jumped in. He jumped into C5, 2014, they won. And then the next year, I jumped in, 2015, we won. And then the year after that is when Josh Lewis jumped in, 2016. And then we won that again. So that's kind of the process of how it kind of works. So first year, Kimmy, next year, me, the year after, Josh Lewis jumped in. And then that's how we cemented our solid six boys. And that was 2016, bro, when Josh Lelu was first. So it was the perfect build-up leading into the World Champs for 2016. The one in Aussie, the Sunshine Coast one. So, so using that momentum and progress with that solid six. So we had Mark at the front, Brad, Kimmy in 3, Josh Lelu in 4, me in 5, and then Joshua Parisi and Alstera. So that was like our solid six that we've had the last few years. And then that kind of led us into our build-up and our goal to go and win the World Champs in 2016, bro.
And you guys got the gold there?
Yeah. So, bro. So, we won the 500 6-man and the 500 12-man. So it was a very successful campaign, bro. Probably my most favourite ever competition I've done so far.
And so now, bro, like, what's the training schedule and stuff looking like at the moment? And kind of, you guys come together a few times there?
Yep. We've low-key just started trying to just get back out on the water, bro. And nothing too serious, just trying to get a bit of a schedule going, get the boys out there, paddling, moving again, and just slowly trying to get that, that enjoyment back of training, paddling on the water, especially amongst the boys again. So, nothing too serious, bro. We just set a few days, try and get the boys out there and just try and slowly start building up or, just get a bit of momentum going. But, it's cool. It's cool that we've it's cool to have a lot of the boys back paddling again. So that's been a bit of a highlight lately.
Especially after maybe the sprint net day, what happened with you guys and
Yeah, bro. Yeah. For sure. We decided not to compete this year for a few reasons, but like I said, it's cool that we're kind of regrouped again. Just kind of getting the boys back together. A few of the boys have actually had a bit of time off, so it's cool for us to just kind of be back again together and just get them moving. They had a bit of time off, just to get them enjoying it again, and then see how it all goes.
And like personally for you, because we see like you're pretty hard worker. So, say the least, bro. But so you work at F45E. Is that
at the moment, bro. At the moment,
yeah. So what's the kind of typical training week look like for you?
At the moment, bro, it's pretty full on it. Only because I've committed a lot of my time to the sport of kayaking. So I'm doing that, and I'm doing that now as well as the waka paddling as well, but mainly kayaking. So it's quite full on, bro. I kind of try to full on commit to it and just see if I can maintain the workload and the schedule that my other teammates and squad members do at the club that I paddle at, which is North Shore Canoe Kayak Club, so over the North Shore, based at the lake out there. But it's pretty full on, bro, at the moment. Post lockdown, I'm full on into the, like, I fully committed myself into the program, and it's kind of like it's like an Olympic level sort of workload program that I'm doing. Me and a few other boys at the club, as guided from our coach. But it's about, I think at the moment, bro, it's about 14, 15 sessions a week. Yeah, and I think it's like, real quick so let's just say we paddle, it's about two sessions a day, and of the week, and 2 of those days is a three session day, bro. So it's about 14, 15 sessions a week. But that's, most of it's water sessions. And then we do about 3 runs and 3 gym sessions and 2 runs through the week as well, on top of so all up it's about 14, 15 sessions. And then balancing that with work as well. So yeah, it's pretty full on, bro, but I'm trying to just wanted to just push myself and see if I can commit to it, eh?
And how did that, like, I've tried K1 before, bro, with swimming and paddling. So how did that all come about?
Oh, bro, nah, man, I'm the same, bro. Like, that was me when I first started too. Bro, it's actually a bit of a funny story, eh? Because so end of 2018, bro, sometime end of 2018. So Lara Collins from Wakama, New Zealand, she did like a collab weekend, or like a weekend with organised amongst with Canoe Racing New Zealand. So, you know, the high performance sports and kayaking, and the kayakers from New Zealand, where there was a weekend where they selected a few different paddlers, waka paddlers, and kind of gave them a chance to see what it's like to be like what the kayakers go through. So took them on the water, give it a go. I think there was about 2 water sessions that weekend, and then they took them over to the gym as well, at the AUT Millennium, which is like the high performance sport unit gym. We all, like, the New Zealand Olympic athletes train it. So got them to do a couple of different testings that the kayakers would do in the gym. So like strength testings and muscle endurance testings, that the New Zealand kayakers would kind of go through, and just to kind of see if there was any sort of interest, or if there was any sort of like transferable skills that could, you know, kind of go over and see how it is. But yeah, bro, like, how I got into it was, so there was, bro, the funny thing is, what I always laugh about and tell people is, bro, I wasn't even meant to be at that weekend. Like, I wasn't even selected. I wasn't even meant to be there, bro. It was all by chance. Like, so we had Mark's birthday on the Friday night, right? Yeah. And that testing was that weekend in Auckland, so Saturday and Sunday. So we had Mark's birthday Friday night. You know, Mark, it was a big one, bro. It was his 40th face. So, you know, he had a bar tab going, bro. So we were like at the bar and whatnot, you know, getting drinks for the boys, getting some free drinks and all that. And then, bro, the funny thing is, so Lara Collins was there as well. So she's like the top CEO and all that of Wakama, New Zealand. So she was there, and then I ended up having a random combo and yarning with her that night, and she was like, "Oh, hey Jules, what are you up to this weekend?" And I was like, "Oh, no, not much. I've got work in the morning." So that would have been Saturday morning. She was like, "Oh, well, because we've organised this weekend with the Canoe Racing New Zealand to do a bit of kayaking, eh?" And I was like, "Oh, true." And she was like, "Oh man, I didn't even like think about you, but man, if you're keen, come through tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh well, I can't come in the morning. I can't come in the morning because I got mahi in the morning. I got work at the gym, so I missed out on the water session in the morning." She was like, "Oh, that's okay. You can come in the afternoon because we're heading over to the gym to do a bit of testing." So I was like, "Oh, okay, 3 days. I better stop drinking." So I stopped drinking that night. So I was like, put the drinks away. I was like, "Oh, good boy, I want to go give that a go." And then Brad was there as well. Or he was at the birthday, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, hard out, man. Come through. You never know just come give it a go. And I was like, oh, it's not hard. I'm keen. I was keen as, especially because it was like the gym session I was going to. I was like, yeah, man, I'm keen. So went there. So yeah, I met up with the boys as they had finished that water session. So I met them at the gym. Went there. And man, and then I had a conversation with Brad I had a conversation with Brad there at the beginning, at the start, and then he's the one, bro. He's the one that really told me that I should give it a go. You know, he was the one that kind of really persuaded me to give it to really think about it and say, you know, give it a go, and you know, you got nothing to lose, so give it a crack. Yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, sweet as, man. So that made me, that was quite motivating, bro. So yeah, we ended up getting to the gym, doing the testing, and yeah, I ended up doing pretty good. I think I did pretty good. And I think, so what do? We did bench press. So we had to do like bench press, I think 1 rep max bench press with our feet in the air, and then the bench pull. I think max reps with the bench pull. And then what we did was this muscle endurance test that they do. And you do 60 kilos for the guys, and you got to do how many reps you can bang out in 1 minute. Yeah. And all you got to do, full extension, bang it out, and it's got to touch the top. Just, you can go at whatever pace you want, but just how much reps you can get in. Yeah. And then, so yeah, we did the bench press. Done pretty good at that. It was funny because it was me and Brad that were like going back and forth on the numbers, like trying to get the best numbers on the bench and then the best numbers on the pull. And then when we got to the bench pull, the 1 minute one, I asked the strength and conditioning coaches there, I was like, because you know, you want a number that you want to try and aim towards. Yeah. So we were like, oh man, what's the? So they didn't tell us much, but they said, well, like our elite boys or whatever will really try and aim towards like 40 to 50 reps, like within that zone. Like if you can get around that zone, you're pretty good. And then so me and Brad were like, yo, that's us. And it was awesome, bro. Like, so we had all our boys around us. Some of the women were there as well. And then we had all the strength and conditioning coaches, some of the high performance unit coaches. And so the atmosphere was crazy, bro. It was like so like positive, motivational. Everyone was encouraging you. And that was the last thing of the day, bro. So me and Brad just went all out. And yeah, so I was up, banged it out, just went. I went out the gate, bro, Hundy's ass. Just, you know, nothing to lose. Just gave it a good crack. Yeah. Ended up scoring like, I don't know, like 45 or 46 reps or something like that. And then Brad was similar, bro. But I think he beat me by like 1 rep, bro. Brad, I think he beat me by 1 rep. So I was low-key a bit salty, a bit gutted. But I was like, man, at least it's the brother. You know, we're always battling. So it was cool. But yeah, so the strength and conditioning coaches were like, man, like, those are some awesome numbers that you got up today, bro. And I was like, oh, thanks, bro. They were like, and then I spoke to the coach and he was saying, really think about coming and giving, you know, kayaking a go. Yeah. Or like, you know, come giving it a go the next day on Sunday. And I was like, oh, yeah, 3 days. So I was feeling pretty good, bro. I was feeling good. You know, I was like, oh, yeah, man, I just smashed the testing. Happy as. Pretty confident, bro, going into the next day into the water. Yeah. And then I got there on Sunday morning, bro, set up my boat with with the coach, set it up. So the boys had already had that yesterday, the day before the morning, you know, going through it. Yeah. So I set up my boat, jumped in, bro, and I was honestly, I was buzzing out how difficult it was, bro. I was just falling in. It took me hours and hours just to sit on it without holding the side of the pontoon, bro. So, and then that's what, like that day, that moment is what really kind of changed my thinking. It really made me say, like, bro, I want to try and get better at this sport and give it a go. You know, it's like like I saw it as a good and a new challenge. So yeah, bro. So and I've been consistent ever since, bro. So that's kind of what got me into it. And yeah, I've been consistent with the training since February last year, bro. So it's about just a year, coming on like a year and a half I've been doing it. Yeah. So yeah, bro, and I'm loving it, bro. I'm loving the new learnings. Races? I'm loving the new. What's that, bro?
Done any races on it? Yeah.
Nah, not yet, bro. Not yet. Nah, not yet. So just training.
What's the goal?
May potentially do the nationals at the start of next year to see how I go.
Yeah.
But yeah, just training hard at the moment, learning off everyone, and just trying to just keep getting better session by session. But man, I'm really enjoying it because, you know, I've been doing Wakama for about 12, 13 years. So kind of coming as something fresh, something new, you know, new learnings, new teachings. It's been really refreshing. Yeah, bro. You know, still on the water. And it's really transferable. So like I find out with all the kayaking training, like when I go and paddle in the waka or on the V1 or on the team, like I still feel okay, even though I'm not doing as much waka training, but I still, you know, the fitness is definitely transferable. The muscle groups is a little bit different, but you know, you still got that base of fitness there. Eh?
Yeah. And it must be like the environment in K1 in New Zealand must be quite a real high quality, especially when
yeah, bro. Yeah, like when I first got there, bro, honestly, I was just buzzing out, bro. Like how different it was, like in terms of it's just different, bro. Like the culture, the environment, the people are different as well. So that was big for me, in a good way, you know, in a good way. It was cool for me because, you know, I've been around wakas for ages. You know, it's always like you're around the boys, you know, but there, like, it's different for me, especially for me because, you know, it's over the North Shore. I'm a kid from out south, and I make the travel over there every day. But it's just different, bro. And like because I'm going into the sport as like, you know, a beginner. No one knows who I am. So, you know, really quiet there, bro. Just especially when I first started, like I didn't really talk to too much people. But what I did was, bro, I noticed a lot of things. So I noticed how it's like kind of like professional things feel there. So like in terms of the training, the coaching, and how everyone interacts as well. So it's like it's different, bro. So it really made me like it motivated me and it made me kind of push a little bit harder because, you know, things it just was a bit different for me. So I was definitely outside of my comfort zone, bro, for sure. Because when I got there, like I said, you know, I didn't know anyone. The only person I knew, bro, was Amy Fisher. And I actually didn't really know her too well but I just knew that she's, you know, she does wakas as well. So, and she's also in the K4 and Olympic women's team with like Lisa Carrington in there. But like I knew that she did wakam as well. So, you know, even then, but I still didn't like talk too much. But like at the start, she was cool because she was like always, you know, like wanting the yarn is be like, how's paddling going? How you finding the transition and all that. So that was cool. But my coach has probably been the biggest factor for me in terms of me like staying on and still trying to keep going, bro. Because yeah, like he's been awesome, bro. His name's Gav, bro. Gavin. He's been the man, bro. He's been the man. Yeah, he's the man, G. Like he's one of the boys that he's like one of those sorts, bro. You know. So he's been a big help. He's the one that got me started into it, and he's my coach now. But you know, he's one of those guys that he doesn't look too far ahead. You know, he's just say like for me, especially for me as a beginner, it's like as long as you're enjoying the process, ticking off small little goals, you know, and the main thing, you're having fun. You know, you're having fun. So that's his biggest thing, bro. If you're having fun, you're gonna learn, and winning will take care of itself one day. You know, so that's his kind of whole perspective of coaching and training and all that, as well as being a professional at what he does, bro, and his coaching and all that is like I've learned so much from bro in terms of like training, you know, like because the biggest thing for me, bro, I did, like especially at the start, like I didn't say too much, but I always just make sure I'm listening.
Yeah.
Just trying to like soak in as much information, knowledge, and teachings as I can. Yeah, bro, but biggest thing I learned there was training. Like, you know, the science behind everything. It's so scientific, bro. You know, it's all technology now. You know, you're using smartwatches. You know, all that heart rate monitors, cadence sensors, stroke rate and all that. So man, it's all new learning for me, especially when I got into it. So I've learned so much, and a lot of the learning that I've learned has been cool because it's so transferable into performance with the V1 as well, and with the Waka training. So yeah, bro, it's been awesome. It's been awesome.
A long way in a short period of time.
Oh, bro, trying to, like, I'm still learning, bro. But you know, like, I have a goal for myself, which is just, bro, each session get better than the last session. Each week, try and be better than the last weekend, and that's been mainly implemented by my coach.
Yeah.
And I feel like that sped up my progress and learning way quicker, bro. Like, which has been like a positive for me because I'm enjoying it, and I go every day, you know. So
yeah,
big commitment, but I enjoy it.
And it's something in like Waka, I guess. Like you get the odd coaches, like you guys are probably pretty lucky to have Mark, but you don't. It's not professional, you know. So it's kind of like done not professional.
Yeah, well, bro, to be fair, like a lot of people tell me like conversations that I have with different paddlers and stuff like that. There's like, you know, Waka is not too much. It's not too professional, not too, like, training's not too thought out. There's not much science behind it. Like, these are the conversations that I have. But, bro, to be honest, bro, like, Mark is on, bro. Mark is one of those guys who is always trying to upskill, always trying to learn, trying to figure out different ways to get better and make the team better, get himself better. So that's all rubbed off on all of us, bro. And like, you know, we won 6 years in a row, and like, it wasn't a fluke, bro. Like, that dude was always doing his research, always finding out new ways. So, like, for me, I always think, bro, Mark is like a professional, bro, at what he does. And he's always, you know what I mean? Like, he's always had that sort of thinking of, and it's honestly, like, for me, it's similar to how I feel with kayaking as well. Like, how Mark has been, how he's coached me and coached the boys that I've paddled with, and, you know, coached our squad. Because like I have conversations with people, and they're like, I'll be talking about, for example, like, you know, periodization training and you know, trying to peak at the right time. And people like, some people will say like, oh, you know, like in Wakama, it's just all guesswork and stuff, bro. But to be honest, bro, like, Mark covers all of that, bro. He knows what he's doing, and so yeah, you know what I mean, bro. So especially like Mark, but then having Brad there as well. You know what Brad. You know, Brad's a professional strength and conditioning coach for the NZ7 Women's, bro. So, you know, he's got his knowledge as well. So them two together have kind of got us to, you know, are the main reason behind all of our success over the years as well. So yeah, it's not a fluke, bro. So yeah.
I definitely experienced that when he did a bit of coaching, the New Zealand stuff, and just like
bro, yeah,
very inspiring from the get-go.
Yep.
He's like, through my knowledge and experience, this is what I
bro,
believe.
like him and Brad are one of the type of guys that you will listen to, because you know they're the kind of guys that lead from action, not just words. So like, that's because, like, you know, over all the years, Mark's been our coach, but he's also been in our team.
Yeah.
So, but he's always been the one Mark and Brad are like, so Mark and Brad have really taught me myself what it really means to be hard workers, bro. Like, from a young kid who's 15, 16, coming through, going through my junior years, and then, you know, finally paddling with them, winning gold medals, winning world titles with them. They've really shown me what it means to be persistent and keep pursuing your goals, bro, and really keep working hard until it's done, man. Like, you know, no excuses. Work hard. If you do the hard work, the results will follow. There's no other way around it. If you work hard, it'll come. Like, you know, I've learned so much of those two, bro. Like, I always say, like, I always think like, I always think, like, for me myself, like all the learnings, all the teachings I've had of them has kind of shaped me into, you know, the man I am today, because I've looked up to them for so long, and they've kind of been that sort of like, not really like a coach, but they've been like kind of that older brother sort of figure for me coming up, you know. So it's been awesome. It's been cool, bro. I'm really grateful to be able to have learnt off them and paddle with them and continue to paddle with them and learn off them like till now.
Lucky, yeah. And
Yeah, bro.
but it's good to both Brad back out training at the mountain road. So we've been
Yeah, bro. No, he's been telling me, he's like, bro, we doing some intervals with Mitchie, bro. The man's keeping me honest. I'm like, oh, bro, that's awesome, man.
he's always like, hey, what are we doing today? I'm like, oh, you're the champ, bro.
You're like, bro, you're the bloody coach, bro.
I was like, oh, we'll just do this and this. He's like, sweet, let's go. I'm like, oh, yeah, do this.
Bro, that dude's like, bro, the thing with Brad, bro, honestly, bro, I'll say this now, bro. And we always say to amongst all the boys, we're like, I've never met anyone in my life, bro, who's as humble as Brad AJ.
Yeah.
He's the humblest, goodest, most genuine guy I've ever met, bro. Brad.
Sure.
He's a man, G. Hard.
Sweet, bro. I'll just do one more question. Because I've been yarning for like hours.
Solid, bro.
But talk to me a little bit about some of your, I don't know, would you call it sponsorship or people that help you out, bro? Because I was telling Brad, I'm like, man, that fella, I'm quite envy, bro, of your free kind of cupping and massaging. And he goes, bro, that Julz, he's just a hustler, bro. He'll just
He's a hustler.
He just hustles, bro, and he gets what he wants. And I was like, bro,
bro, like.
But you got like Under Armour and stuff as well?
Yeah, bro, it's like for me, man, like getting, like as a young kid, bro, like getting into training, into gym, mainly the gym. Like I always had a vision for myself as like, I want to build a platform for myself, like, you know, my own sort of brand, and kind of see how far I can take it. So that was like a goal of mine as a young kid. And you kind of use training, fitness, motivation, and all that sort of stuff as a tool to help push my own brand and kind of try and help other people, help motivate and inspire other people to try and, you know, live healthier, better lifestyle. So that's always been my thing, bro. Like that's what I've always wanted to do. So that's where social media came in, bro. So I really try and use my, you know, my Instagram, my you know, my presence on social media and all that in a positive way. And that's just kind of, you know, how I've always been. So I've always been like a person who's always been keen to try and, you know, motivate, uplift other people with training, like using training and as a tool. So yeah, bro. So I've just been doing that over the years, been slowly trying to build up. And then, yeah, bro, just from then I got different people reach out and being really keen to like jump on board and really support me in my journey, which has been cool, bro. So yeah, like the physio. So shout out to Leeton Performance, bro. Those are my physios who look after me, man. Good fellas out there. They're based out in Central Auckland. So I just see them once, twice a week, just to get a bit of maintenance work done, keep the body feeling good, you know. And then like with my injuries, I've had a few shoulder injuries over the years, bro, from like playing rugby back in school and just ongoing injuries. So they've really been a big help, especially with my workload of training and you know, all the stuff I'm into now. So they really help look after the body, bro, especially for me, like, which I'm really grateful for. And I probably wouldn't have like been too successful in the competitions that I've done and with the team if it wasn't for them, bro, like trying to like really looking after me and getting my body right. And then, yeah, get a bit of like, you know, get looked after with like supplements and all that from the bro Shane Hunter, who's the CEO or the boss of Nutrition Systems, bro. So they're the number one distributor of supplements in New Zealand. So he sponsors a lot of professional athletes, you know, rugby players and whatnot, people in different fields, bro. But he's one of those guys who's really big on giving. So I'm really grateful that he's given like a lot of support to me in terms of helping me look after my nutrition and stuff like that, and really supported my journey, bro. So yeah, and then I have like Under Armour and G-Shock are my two other big ones. Who've just and that's kind of just come around by me networking with people in different places I've worked, or online, and it's kind of filtered through there. But like for me, bro, like my biggest asset or the biggest thing I have is my network and kind of who I know and the circles I have around within my life. So that's been like my major, my biggest blessing, bro, to be honest, is my network of people that I know from different places, different experiences, different circles, and kind of gotten me to where I am today, which I'm very grateful for, bro. And yeah, but Brad's right, bro. I'm always on the hustle, but still hustling, bro, and still trying to climb new heights and accomplish new goals, bro.
Yeah. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, brother.
Oh, thanks for coming on, bro. Well,
Nah, bro, honestly, when you asked me what was it, the other week, I was like, oh, bro, like, oh yeah, man, I'll jump on, like, up to you, but keen to have a yarn, brother. Always keen.
Boy, bro, motivate us all, bro. Get out in the early.
Oh, top, bro. Like, yeah. Oh, bro, like, yeah, that's just kind of like, I've always been that way, and kind of, just want to leave a positive footprint on someone's life wherever I can, and I just kind of do that from what I do, so yeah, bro. So still got goals and still trying to find my way in this world, bro, and what I want to do and what I'm passionate about and where I want to see myself in the future, but just got to keep grinding away and making it work, bro, getting it done. Yeah
brother.
Okay.
Right, stay safe and see you around, eh?
Yeah, bro, hard, man. Looking forward to catching up. I'm hoping to come down to the Mount, hopefully 1 week soon, bro. And then, bro, jump into a session with your band, bro. King.
Yeah, bro. Come down, bro.
Hard.